Us about monsters. So get ready for that. And when we come back, we'll take your phone calls and continue our chat with Susan Smith-Jones about the joy factor in just a moment on Coast to Coast AM. And welcome back to Coast. We're with Susan Smith-Jones, the joy factor. Susan, go ahead. You were about ready to tell us something.
I wanted to tie in brainwave activity with addictions and relaxation, and you mentioned music, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Just briefly, geobiologists have recently reported finding these tiny magnets. Now, I didn't say maggots. I said magnets. And they're actually little crystals of the mineral magnetite in the brain tissue. And the Earth itself has its own specific harmonic resonance at 8 cycles per second, the alpha range, and its own music. And when we become still and relax, then we allow our own electrical receiving apparatus, those neurons throughout our nervous system and brain, to align and attune with the Earth's own rhythm. Now, if anybody listening has any kind of addiction, or you know anybody with an addiction, you want to listen really carefully to this because it's phenomenal and really motivating news. Studies now show that, let's say, chronic alcoholics and children of alcoholics often have less alpha brainwave activity than non-alcoholic individuals. And this finding suggests that a deficiency of alpha and theta brainwaves predisposes an individual to the development of alcoholism and other substance abuse. And then even more dramatic was their finding that alcohol enables many of these individuals to achieve that alpha wave activity. So this coincides with a suggestion by more than one authority that addicts are searching for that experience of, what would you say, attunement, oneness, inner harmony, albeit in a very dysfunctional manner. And furthermore, and I'll just conclude with this, compulsive behaviors such as alcohol abuse, smoking, overeating, caffeine consumption, and even sexual addictions are actually the result of our inability to handle stress in our lives. And scientists have discovered that one of the best ways to chill out, to relax, remember those minimum daily requirement of 30 minutes a day to get to the alpha and the theta range, is by listening to music. Because music is safe, it's time-tested, it's
What
non-addictive.
kind of music, Susan?
There you go. See, most music from Bach to rock is intended to stimulate rather than relax. And that doesn't mean that you can't take pleasure in both stimulating and relaxing music. But when the goal is to get to the alpha and theta ranges, you need just the right kind of music. And it's just very peaceful and designed that way. And one of the best kinds of music to listen to are the sounds of nature. I mean, right here next
like
to...
insects and bubbly brooks and stuff like that?
Yeah, like ocean waves.
Crickets.
Or babbling brook, or gentle breeze in a pine forest. I have one of these little machines right here next to my desk that has 25 different buttons, and I can hear whatever I want. And even on my website, SusanSmithJones.com, you can click on calming nature sounds. And then, of course, the breath plays a lot into that because we all need to breathe more deeply every day. You know, if you only remember one thing during this interview with you, remember to breathe deeply because it will enrich every aspect of your life.
Is that why people, let's say when they're in a moment of stress, how many people just take that huge sigh? You know, they go,
yes.
Oh, before something happens or before they're ready to do something.
Or forget to do that because, see, your breath is your greatest tool to let you know exactly where you are. The quicker your breath, the more agitated you are, and the deeper and slower you breathe, the more relaxed you are. So therefore, to relax in any given moment, everyone should be doing this right now. Take 7 long, slow, deep breaths, and, slowly in and slowly out. What I encourage everyone to do in my new book, The Joy Factor, is start today, tonight, tomorrow, and become the CEO of your own body and your health. When people ask you what you do in life, you should proudly say this, George: I'm now the CEO of my body and my life. Because when you take charge by stepping up to the position of being CEO. This means acting positively. And never forget that your beautiful, radiant body responds to the blessings of love and praise and gratitude. And each day take time to bless your body temple and celebrate your magnificence. And never, George, never engage in negative self-talk and self-judgment, because that's so detrimental to our bodies, and it sabotages our goals and dreams. At any moment, we can choose to judge ourselves like most people do, or we can choose to be kind and loving. And whether we succeed or fail, whether we enjoy our lives or struggle, largely depends on the view we have of ourselves. In fact, numerous studies have concluded that the view we have of ourselves is the key to taking control of our lives. See, it's really about self-esteem. I think most people wrestle from time to time with low self-esteem, but you know, it all goes back to that. George, when you're not feeling good about yourself, you feel separated from others and from God. And when you see yourself as a failure, maybe in your mind's eye, in your imagination, or you've been brought up to believe this, you know, your beliefs, your expectations, then you create this self-fulfilling prophecy, because you always attract to yourself what you believe you deserve. So your negative thoughts and attitudes about yourself, whether they originated within you or from others, convince you of your inability to succeed. And if you do not feel you deserve success, if you don't feel you deserve prosperity or to enjoy life or to have happy relationships and joy and peace and prosperity, then you settle for less than that to which you're entitled. You feel unworthy, and you cut yourself off from the fullness of life. So watch your thoughts. Only speak positive words about you, you know, your beautiful body and what you want to create in your life.
Good points. Let's go to Dennis, truck driving in Illinois. There you go, Dennis. Welcome to the show.
George, great show tonight. Thanks for taking my call. I really appreciate it.
And it's just starting.
Jones,
go ahead.
Ms. Smith-Jones, you're terrific. I wanted to tell you something that I think would confirm a lot of what you're saying about it's in regard to my great-grandfather. And he died when I was 18. He was 99 years old when he died. He was a terrific man. I feel so fortunate to have known him. And he was a world-famous wood carver for a luxury furniture manufacturer, did what he loved what he did. And he was just a terrific guy. At the age of 98, he went to see a doctor for the very first time in his life. This doctor gave him a prescription, and 6 months later, he was dead.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. Wow, Dennis. What a life he had, though, huh? What a great life he had.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, that's amazing. And it doesn't mean we shouldn't go to doctors. You know, we should always have a good health professional that also knows something about holistic health. And your great-grandfather was an inspiration, I know, to lots of people. And it all really begins. I'm sure he had really high self-esteem, and we all need to understand how magnificent the body is. And I'll just mention this: there have been 80 billion humans that have walked this planet since the beginning of time, and never has there been anyone exactly like all of you listening. And let's say, George, you're sitting on your rocking chair on your front porch.
I am not.
Let's pretend. And let's just say the approximately 6 billion people living on our planet right now, we're all to walk by you, stream by you, 1 per second. How many minutes, years do you think it would take for you to, without blinking your eye or taking any rest, to see the whole 6 billion walk by you? 1 per second.
God. I would say 1 per second, so you divide 60 into 6 billion. Oh, my God. Dude. A long time. How about that?
Well, I'll tell you, it will take about 200 years to greet each one of them, and by that time you'd definitely be off your rocker. But
no doubt.
How miraculous is this? In 200 years, you'd never find two people exactly like, never two with the same experiences, the same fingerprints, or those who thought, believe, and felt exactly alike. And then, now, this is an adult show, right?
Well, to a point.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Because then to that, add
Don't forget. Yeah, I'm a poster child for
exactly.
quality radio.
Well, then add to that this amazing fact of the approximately 50 to 100 million sperm that traveled an immense distance and overcame tremendous obstacles. Just one beautiful and miraculous little sperm won that competition, probably the fiercest and most challenging competition of your life, and succeeded in fertilizing that egg that lay in wait and became you. So you see, you're already a winner. You are such a winner, and you need to live your life as though you are a winner.
That's true.
No one
we were all
your
made
life good. You've got to do it.
We were all made by the winner.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's go to Evansville, Indiana. Alan's with us east of the Rockies. Go ahead, Alan. Thanks.
Hi, George and Susan. Thank you for taking my call.
Sure thing.
Hey, Alan.
Hi. Yeah, I love your positive, proactive outlook on life. It's just so, inspiring.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you. You've got to check out SusanSmithJones.com because everyone's going to want the free December newsletter. I smile a lot. See, I live in the cosmetic surgery capital of the world, which is Los Angeles. And, and I tell people that a smile is a very inexpensive way to improve your looks. You know, Alan, it takes 14 muscles to smile and 47 to frown. So conserve energy.
I'm smiling now. I had knee surgery back in August, and I've always been the type to look for alternative medicines to heal, and I've done it for years. And I found out about NEM. It's a natural eggshell membrane, and I'm running up and down the stairs at work. My knee feels great.
Ooh. Oh, that's great. That is great. Now, I'm going to say something to you as an adjunct to that, and George is going to love what I'm about to say, and that is his favorite. What is it, George?
Turmeric.
Exactly.
Take that.
It's turmeric. Do you take it, Alan?
Yes, I have for months.
Everybody who listens to this show takes it.
Yeah, I know. Because, you see, a lot of people don't know it's an amazing antioxidant, but also it is, and we know it's a good anti-inflammatory, but it's so good for healthy joint function. And, Alan, I don't know if you know this, but it's that aromatic ingredient that gives curry its vibrant golden color. I use it in a liquid extract and in a capsule form and in a spice form. I'm really big on discovering all those healing secrets in your spice rack, and I write about that in the Joy Factor as well. But, Alan, I'm proud of you. You're doing great.
Text message in. Gary from Norfolk, Virginia, wants to know if a person who's been eating junk food all his life starts to eat well, good stuff, will the good food finally overtake the bad, or how much damage is made?
Oh, it's never too late to start. Some of my clients are in their 80s and a few of them in their early 90s. And I'll tell you this. Lots of people say to me, and Gary, that's a wonderful question. Lots of people, George, say to me, Susan, it's all in my genes. You know, my dad had heart disease or my mom had cancer. What do you expect? I know I'm going to come down with it. And I love to tell these people about the groundbreaking 3-month study that was done a couple years ago by our buddy, our friend, Dean Ornish. See, it always impresses people. So, Gary, remember this when you cite studies to people. And in his study, it was demonstrated that the subjects affected changes in activity in about 500 genes, 48 that were turned on, yay, and 453 that were turned off as a result of everything I write about in the Joy Factor: eating better foods, keeping stress levels down, practicing relaxation techniques like meditation, and exercising regularly.